Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Hope everybody's having a decent week, all things considered. There has been a lot going on. There's no way around this. Been trying to get you some footage from a video interview I did with a brother here in Houston who is going to war about a young black brother who was shot by a police officer here. And we've been following this story that we're going to talk about today concerning Ahmaud Arbery. Something else that happened actually, I think back in February, but we still haven't gotten justice in a systematic way for Ahmaud. And now the video footage of his murder has been released, and we need to talk about that. I'm not going to be long. It's been a while since I've done a live, and there are a number of reasons for that. Most of you guys know there's been a lot going on with me and my health. I'm on the mend. Everything is getting so much better. Me and the wife on a no sugar challenge right now for 30 days at least. We are making some changes, doing some things, rearranging the way I do things and approach things. Has been a major lifestyle shift. So I'm trying to still integrate everything, and doing lives require you to be at a certain point at a certain time. And I'm sort of just kind of moving with this right now until I get a schedule down that I am satisfied with. So I apologize that there haven't been more live streams. I like to engage you guys. I like to feel your energy, but we're working on it, and we're going to do the best we can to at least get you one live stream a day. It's going to take a while to get to that, but we definitely want to get at least 3 or 4 up a week, and then try to get back to a daily engagement. I lived for that, but a lot has changed, and so we're still making some adjustments. And obviously, the impact with this thing, COVID-19, and I'm not going to get into that right now because I don't want to put energy into it. I want to put all my energy in talking about what's going on with this situation with Ahmaud Arbery. I want to encourage everybody, hit that like button, whether you're watching the live stream, whether you're going to watch the playback, whether you're watching this a year from now, still hit that like button, hit that share button. We need to get our viewership up so that we can share and we can become empowered. We've got a long way to go to get back where we were before they took the other channel. And with that in mind, we've also got to be careful about how we really address this, because that's what they're looking for. And until we can build our own platforms where we can sit up and do this without the concern about being censored, taken down, and punished economically, because most of us do have ad revenue and merchandise and other things on our channels that help us do what we do. And when it's taken down, that takes a hit as well. But so hit the like button, hit the share button. Let's keep it moving. Look, also support the work that we're doing at the Odyssey Project. I just pushed out the information you need. You can go on the site, the Odyssey Project site. Those of you who have followed me for years know the work that my wife and I do. I don't want to get into an in-depth discussion of that, but go to the site and check it out for yourselves. Black Man Lead, the Restoring Ghetto's Forgotten Daughters, mental health, so much more. Definitely support the work we're doing. It's all there. Hey, Regina. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I was just talking about the fact that I haven't gone live in a while, but I'm going to do better. I promise I'm going to do better. Let's go ahead and get into this discussion about Ahmaud Arbery. Back in February, Ahmaud Arbery went on a routine jog in a predominantly white neighborhood that he hadn't went on jogs through this neighborhood many times before. Apparently, there have been some automobiles broken into in the area, and they're saying that the suspects were black. According to the two men that shot him. And I want to give you their names. Hold on. I want to put their names out there. This happened in Brunswick, in Georgia. I want to make sure I get their names. One is Gregory McMichael, which I think is the father. And Travis McMichael. So Travis and Gregory McMichael, father and son, saw this guy, Ahmaud Arbery, jogging. And the father says to the son, "Come on, let's go. That's him." They chase him down. They're in their truck. They chase him down, try to pin him in. He runs around and starts going back the other direction that he had came from, trying to get away from them. They turn around. They've got another friend following them in another vehicle, filming it. And in the process of doing that, this film is what you're going to see if you look at it. And looking at the video, and you can see exactly what happened. Okay, so in the midst of all of that, they jump out and they attack this man and pin him down. And eventually he tries to defend himself. He gets into a fight and he literally fights to his until he can't fight anymore. He's shot once by a shotgun. He continues to fight, trying to get the guy off of him. The guy is literally not even fight. He's trying to shoot from day one. He's not going hand to hand. He tries to shoot him. First of all, I have gone literally 4 years or so without seeing a black man killed in a senseless way by a white police officer, somebody taking the law into their own hands. I did that on purpose. I actually saw this because somebody I trusted sent it to me, and I just started watching it. Normally, if someone sends me the video and it doesn't have commentary, doesn't have the commentary of what the video is about, I won't even watch it. But for a concern of having to see this, I mean, I don't want to be desensitized. I don't want to be torn down. I don't want to have to deal with the desensitization of what it takes out of you to watch this. So I didn't watch it on purpose. I didn't go seek it out. I normally just listen to the commentary, and there are people I trust to get a sense of what happened, and I take my stances based on that. But in this particular situation, this was a situation where two white men literally hunted down a black man. They literally went after him because in their mindset, he fit a description. It wasn't a car broken into. They're going to try to use this citizen's arrest law that they have in the state of Georgia that allows someone to stop and detain someone until the police get there, to say they were justified. Number one, a man who is not doing anything and is being chased down by white people in a subdivision that has a strong aura of the antebellum South still lingering through it. Literally, people that I know that personally who say that they go that way from Atlanta when they're going to the beach, some beach or something, or the lake. I forgot what she said. That when they go down there, they said when they have to travel through that place, that they still get a weighted sense, and they really don't feel comfortable down there, and that it is still very, very connected into the thoughts of the antebellum South, where white supremacy ruled and slavery was the order. And so this is the thing. They felt the need to chase him down, with guns and expect him to stop when they are on law enforcement. Expect him to stop, and when he doesn't stop, they chase him down, pin him in, jump out, and put a gun up on him. When he tries to take the gun in his own defense, he's shot twice, and then they play the victim role. Now, there's so many things I want to say, but I can't. And this is another reason why I'm tired of this whole Facebook, YouTube, Instagram thing. We've got to get our own media, and there are efforts. We have efforts out there. We're not sitting on our hands and complaining. We're building, but we don't have what we need to build it the way we need to build it. We're out there. Black media, new black media has some of its own platforms. The thing is, we need to get you guys on there. We need to get you guys to support it, and we need to be able to build it out and integrate it into a more larger infrastructure, so that we can get the words and the information and the commentary and the news and the strategies and all the things we need to share out amongst ourselves without having a high infiltration of others also involved in it. So keep that in mind. But anyway, I can't say a lot of things that I want to say here, but what I can say is the time is out for marching. I'm not saying not to march. If that's what you do and that's who you are, and that's what, from what I hear here, we rode on that. As far as marching is concerned, we rode on that community hard. We showed up in large force and we walked. Here's my problem. This country has a long history in which, based off of in most times false allegations or exaggerated allegations, white people lynched and killed and slaughtered innocent black people, burning down entire black communities. Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Greenville subdivision of Tulsa in Oklahoma, affectionately known as Black Wall Street. Slocum, Texas. Rosewood, Florida. Wilmington, North Carolina. Subdivisions in Chicago. These are places where white people took what they believed to be a violation of someone, many times a white woman weaponizing her whiteness and lying and ending up costing black people their lives. When something happened and they were violated, they rode. They rode, they killed, they destroyed. We don't have to rely on false allegations or exaggerated stories. We've got video after video after video after video after video of them shooting unarmed black men and then crying provocation, and I feared for my life. You wouldn't have had to fear for your life if you would have simply said, that may be the guy, let me call the police. He was on foot. How far could he have gotten? And the thing is, to grab a shotgun, we're talking about a burglarized car. Now, if you catch somebody in your car, all bets are off. You catch somebody in your house, all bets are off. We're talking about somebody that fits the description of somebody that did something the other day. And we all know how they are as far as how we look. We all look alike. So he fit the description of the suspect that had broken into a car on a previous occasion. And so he's jogging now. So he's jogging. So they assume because he's jogging, he's running from doing something else. Now, first of all, I want you to really picture this, and let me tell you how stupid these jackasses had to be if they were really thinking this is a suspect running because he's just robbed a car. He has nothing in his hand. He's not armed. He has nothing. So what did he take out of anybody's car to be running? What did he steal? They see a black man jogging, and then they decide they're going to jump their fat asses up and go chase him down and kill him. Here's what I'm saying. until we start applying consequences to negative actions that are levied against us, we will not see justice. We will not see any type of decline in adverse, aggressive behavior towards blacks, especially young black males. Why? Because this is not a country built on morality. They love to play the moral card, but the country wasn't built on morality. The country was built by criminals. You have to keep this in mind. The history of this country, criminals were sent over here. The outcast and unwanted were sent over here. That's who decided they were going to rebel and start their own country. A bunch of criminals. And so there has never been a real true sale of morality when it comes to the U.S. The U.S. has always played dirty, not just on its own soil, but in foreign. Why do you think so many people hate the United States? Is it because they're this great country that always comes in and saves the day and does everything and helps everyone? No, it's because they've got their fingers and hands in everybody's business. They're trying to control everybody and they play dirty. That's the truth of it. It's my country. I'm living here. My ancestors built it, and I'm not going any damn where. I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to fight for what I believe is mine. I'm fighting for reparations. I'm fighting for equal opportunity, equal access to financial access and equity, and I'm going to fight for it until I leave this place. What I'm saying is, and I think you hear me clearly, is that until we, specifically black men, stand up and say, not on my watch. You will not do that on my watch, or you will feel me. Until that is done, there is going to be a problem and a constant situation of black males and black women, because we've had some sisters shot cold dead. We've had some of them mysteriously die in jails like Sandra Bland. We've seen what they are willing to do to blacks, and then have a district attorney. And see, the thing is, here's the thing. I'm from old school in this sense. You know, yes, I have spent decades educating myself in the field of psychology, educating myself in the field of theology, educating myself in the field of human behavior, and to use what I've learned to write 21 books and to try to share what I know and research about everything that's happening in this country and the history. But I come from a place with a code in the hood. And don't let the way I speak or the things I've been doing fool you. I come from there's a code. And in the code, everybody involved has to be dealt with. See, I'm not just looking at what they did. I'm looking at the fact that the district attorneys involved are making excuses and giving them a pass. And how you know this is every time I see something like this done, I sit up and I give myself a real simple litmus test of what's really happening. And so I ask myself, if two black men chase down a white 25-year-old male in a area in which the male consistently ran and chased him down unarmed, no sign of anything that he's stolen, and shoot him twice with a shotgun, what would white people do? What would the district attorney do? How hard would it be to keep those two black guys alive? That is my points. You know, yes, I'm all about solutions. I'm all about self-accountability. I'm all about self-love. I'm all about us dealing with the enemy within. I'm all about us healing and dealing with all the things that we personally have a responsibility to. But also we have a responsibility to ourselves and to our youth to have a wall of protection up that gives them the ability to exist and to grow and to develop and to become what they were designed to be. We can't consistently allow them to be killed off at a whim, on a whim. Some person gets a wild hair in their ass, and the next thing you know, we've lost one of ours. Again, the way that you stop negative behavior is you apply consequences. In some instances, these consequences are going to be financial. You disrupt their money, you disrupt their finances, you sue them, and you take their money. And on other times, it's going to be a direct response with equal force to the wrong they committed. You don't start trouble. This is what my grandfather taught me. You don't start trouble. But when it started, you meet it head on. You don't cower to it. You don't back down. You don't acquiesce to it. You stand firm and you move against it with equal or greater force. You have to send a message that we will not just stand here and die. Blood upon lives. I'm with you on that. I mean, you know, it's easy to make up a story and say, okay, there are all of these break-ins and he fit the description of somebody. No, from what I understand, this kid went on daily runs. This is a part of his normal process. It just happened to be this asshole and his son. This guy, the father, Gregory, was a former investigator for the district attorney's office. So you can see how this needs to be a situation where there is another investigative organization that needs to come in and actually look into this. He was, I think 30 years and retired. But here's my thing. You know, I understand that Ahmaud's mom has brought in Lee Merritt. Lee Merritt does what Lee Merritt does. I don't have any comment on that right now. There may be some things that he can pull together and some exposure he can bring to it. My thing is, as a collective, we've got to stand together. My thing is, we just had hundreds of people marching down that street. We should have been more than just a physical present marching. With that many people in there and how many people went by, we should have left our imprint. We should have let them know we coming back. And next time we come back, if we don't get them, you would have wished you would have given them to us. We have to defend our own. They have never defended us. They have never defended us. Again, this isn't about going out, starting nothing. This is not about senseless violence. This is about self-defense. This is about actual self-defense. This is about, if you harm us, we will defend ourselves. If you come at us, we will defend ourselves. We will hold you accountable for the wrong that you do to us. It's that simple. No way around it. I'm not trying to play games with you. I'm sitting up and telling you specifically and absolutely that this is what has to be. Again, I'm going to say this and I'll be done. We need to be strong from an educational perspective. And when I say educational, I don't mean just the attainment of academic skills. I mean truly holistic education. I mean the empowerment and preparation of our youth to go out into a world that is inherently hostile towards them and compete, and not only compete, but win. That's a responsibility. That means from teaching them who they are, preparing them to understand the importance of ownership and financial responsibility and wealth building on a generational level, to building businesses, to I mean, anything that is going to put them in a position to hold their own in a world that's hostile towards towards them. That's the first thing. That's education. We got to do that. But we've also got to deal with the trauma. We've got to deal with literally centuries of trauma passed down generationally through social learning theory, through epigenetics, through re-injury, because we've never actually had a time when we weren't under attack in some way. So you have the re-injury to the already existing trauma. We can call that complex trauma because it's a consecutive movement of different traumatic experiences. It's not one traumatic experience that you would be talking primarily about PTSD. We're talking about there's constantly traumatic experiences in the lives of Black people as a natural phenomena that we have yet to address. And we've got to do that. We've got to do that. But what we also have to do is say we cannot afford to have them encroach upon our freedom, encroach upon our sanctity, encroach upon our peace without there being a consequence for it. If we want to have people respect our place and our position in our space, we have to make it costly to encroach upon it. Period. If you don't want a problem with us, don't bother us. And that has to be a message sent clearly. On that note, I'm gonna get out of here. Again, I want to ask you to support the Odyssey Project. I'm put up the information one more time. Go to the site or do it on Cash App, but we definitely need your work. We got a lot of research projects on deck right now. I'm the chief researcher, but we have a lot of research on deck right now for some things that we're trying to put together. We're talking about creating credit unions in the community. We're talking about sitting down at the table with churches in the Black community and making a demand that they provide, at the very minimum in the next couple of years, credit unions in every community that you have a church set up. That needs to be a credit union. We've got to be able to fund our own endeavors, fund our own agendas. We've got to be, yes, we should be paid for the PTSD and the complex trauma that we have suffered mightily at the hands of this country. That's something that we're owed in great debt. It's owed to us. But yes, support the work we're doing. Again, the research, the Black Men Lead Rite of Passage Initiative, Restoring Ghetto's Forgotten Daughters, dealing with rape and incest with young Black girls, dealing with intimate partner violence. That's another issue we got to deal with. We also got to deal with young men and mental health issues. All these things we're working on, we need your support. So go ahead, either click the link and go give through the donation link on the site, or you can give directly through our Cash App account. But we do need your support. Once again, I'm going to be pushing on this Ahmaud Arbery thing. I'm going to be connecting with some brothers there in Georgia. We're going to continuously raise up the heat. We're not going until we have gotten what we came for, and that's them dealt with. Both of those two men, I gave you the names earlier. The McMichaels, Gregory and Travis McMichael. They need to be dealt with. We are not accepting anything less than a murder charge. Anything less than a murder charge, we need to make it a problem. And it's that simple. If you can't give us what we want, then we have to take it. It's that simple. We have a right to defend ourselves. We have a right to hold those who wrong us accountable. And until we do that, we will be consistently targeted, because there's no concern or fear about consequences. We want them, period. And this cannot be another Trayvon Martin situation where you've got this clown, George Zimmerman, running around 10 years later, still alive, still doing stupid stuff, and like just literally a thorn in the side and a blotch of embarrassment because he came in and took a young black kid's life and walked away. We can't be those people. We cannot be those people. This is not the time for forgiveness. This is the time for accountability. This is time for a reckoning. This is what it is. It's time for a reckoning. And I'm going to leave it at that. Thank everybody for stopping in. It's good seeing you guys again. I promise I'm going to get on my live stream game again because I definitely miss you guys. But what we've got to do is we've got to be on it. Share this video. Like this video. Get it out and make sure other people hear about it. And I'm going to be back as soon as I can to bring more information and to talk about this on a more detailed level about how we're going to advance in this. On that note, I'm out of here.